Jai Hind, I'm Vedana Singh and you are most welcome on my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I'm going to do the complete answer of the chapters Nutrition in Animals. This is a video for the class 7 science. So the first question is MCQ type questions are given here. So we have to choose one answer among these four options. The answer is I have highlighted with the red color, so it would help you to take help. So the first question is which of the following is the best describes halosbike nutrition? The option among these options, the B is a correct answer, that is ingesting and digesting food. The next question is that is second number question. Where does the majority of nutrients absorption occurs? That is the correct answer is small intestine. B is a correct option for this question. The next is what is the role of villi in the small intestine? Simply villi is used to increase the absorption area. That is the B. A is a correct option for this question. Now the next is that is the fourth number question. Which of the following is true about the digestion in grass-eating animals? Among this fourth option, the C is a correct option. That is the fermentation breaks down cellulose. Now the fifth number question is which of the following organism uses phagocytosis for nutrition? That is amoeba is a correct option for this question. So B is a correct answer. Now the next is fill in the blanks. That is the fill up are given here. So you have to choose one among this fourth option. See, the first is the process of ingesting and digesting food internally is called halosbike nutrition. That is the next question is that is second number. In human, food is primarily digested in stomach and observed in the small intestine. Central energy is observed in the small intestine. The next is grass-eating animals rely on microorganisms to break down their plants materials. The next question is the dash villi in small intestine increase the surface area for nutrition observation. The next is amoeba uses pseudopodia to engulf food and obtain nutrients. So then the next question is that is the true and false based questions are here. So the first is halosbike nutrition involve absorbing nutrients directly from the environment. That is false. It is not like that. The next is digestion in human occurs only in stomach. No, that is false. It starts from our mouths. And the next is villi in small intestine helps the absorption of nutrients. Yes, that is the true is a true. It is these statements are true. The next is amoeba digest food using enzymes in food vacuole. Yes, that is enzyme. Amoeba have the enzymes which is used to digest the food. That is it is true. Now the next is grass eating animals have simplest digestive system. No, it has a complex uh, digestive system. Generally four types are there, so this is a false. Now the next is the terms are given here and we have to define. The first term is halosbike nutrition. I have written the answer in point wise, so it would be helpful to you for revising. So the first is point is the animal which ingest solid food and digest it internally. That is halosbike nutrition, and observe the nutrients. And the examples are animals, and we are also there. And second is phagocytosis. What is phagocytosis? It is a process where certain cell of body adds harmful particle like bacteria, virus, and dead cell to protect us. The next is third number is that is absorption in humans. The first point is it is a process where nutrients from the digested food passes through the wall of intestine into the blood. And the second is our body can use them for energy, growth, and repair. And the fourth that is we have to define is digestion in grass eating animals. That is these animals have chew food quickly and swallow it. Later they bring into the mouth and chew it again slowly. Examples are cow. The next, the fifth number is that is the villi. These are the small finger like projection found on the inner wall of a small intestine. Then it is used to observe the energy. And the next is that is the matching questions are there. We have to match from column A to column B. I have already matched the answer, so it would be easy for you. Halozoic nutrition, that is the D number, engaged and digest food internally. The next is digestion in animals. C is a correct option, that is absorption of nutrients in small intestines. So the third is amoeba, and a correct option is A. You have to match with A. The process of engulfing food by pseudopodia. And the next is grass-eating animals are here. So you have to match with B, that is a multi-chambered stomachs to break down the cellulose. And the next is villi, that is a finger-like projection that is on a small intestine. That is the E is a correct option for this question. You have to match with E. Now come to the next question, next type question. This type questions are reason-based question. The statements are given here. You have to answer on that basis of statement. The first statement is halozoic nutrition is essential for most animals. Yes, it is because animal cannot make their own food like plants, so it is essential. Second is they need to eat solid food and digest it to get energy. Generally we have to take the solid food and we have to digest those solid internally, so this is important for that animals. Now the next is villi are important in observation nutrition in humans. Yes, it helps the observation of nutrition from small intestine. This is a basic function of villi, which is found on small intestine. The next is amoeba uses phagocytosis to obtain nutrients. Yes, phagocyte it allows to amoeba to engulf food particle like bacteria, small smaller organism. And the next fourth number statement is grass-eating animal has specialized digestive system to digest tough plant fibers. Now the answer is it is because grass contains cellulose which is hard to digest. Generally, grass is hard to digest, so they have the specialized system to digest them. Now, the digestive system like four chambers. There are four chambers. I have already discussed that have the four chambers in digestive system, and generally they first take the food. After that, they chew for a long time. And the next is digestion in grass-eating animal requires fermentation by bacteria. Yes, the first reason is answer is it is because cellulose in grass cannot digested by animals' own enzymes. It cannot be digested by the own enzymes of animals. Bacteria helps break it down and through the process of fermentation. And then now it allows the nutrient to be absorbed. Now the second next type question is that is answer in brief. So first question is what is halozoic nutrition? It is already simple question. It is a type of nutrition where the organism takes solid food. Generally, so we take the solid food. We are the best example for this one. The next is this type of nutrition is common in animal including humans. The next examples are that is human, dogs, cats and amoeba. These are the examples of halozoic nutrition. The next is second number question is how does digestion in humans occur and where is the most observation done? The answer is this is a process of breaking down the food into the smaller substance that is body can use. And the next is it takes place in a digestive system which includes mouth, food pipe, stomach, small intestine and large intestine along with the anus. Means when we take the food, our digestion starts from our mouth and that is food pipe through which food passes and the stomachs and small intestine and large intestine and finally the waste material is excluded by the anus. Now the next is third number question is how does phagocytosis help amoeba to obtain nutrients? The answer is it is a form. It is a form. It's form of food molecules and digest the food with enzymes. The next point is the nutrients absorbed into the cytoplasm. The next is amoeba uses the cytoplasm for energy. Now the next question is fourth number question. Why do grass eating animal have multi-chambered stomachs? The answer is given here. Clear answer I have written here. It would help you. The first is hard to digest. Generally, grass is not easy to digest. So because it contains cellulose and which is tough to digest. Along with it, it helps to digest cellulose. Means there are different chambers, four chambers are there. That's why each chambers have different works are there. Now the better digestion means microorganism in some chambers help break down this cellulose. The next is chewing curd. These animal bring back their partially digested food cut to chew it again for better digestion. Generally, what happens when animal eats, they start those who are not digested, they start to chew again and again for better digestion. The next is efficient energy absorption. The process helps them to get more nutrition from the grass. Now the fifth number question is, how do nutrients get absorbed in small intestines of humans? The answer is digestion completed. The food is full digested in a small intestine. Next is villi present. The inner wall have finger-like structure that is called villi. The next is large surface area. Villi increases the surface area for absorption. The next is fourth point, it is that is absorbed nutrients. Villi absorb digested nutrients like glucose, amino acid, fatty acid. Now the next is transport body. The nutrients enter the blood vessels in villi and they carry to all part of the body. Now the H number question, that is a different type question. You have to write the answer in detail. The first is explain the process of halogenic nutrition with example. See what is the examples is important here because we have already discussed this. What is the halogenic nutrition? So let again we have to write the answer. That is it is a mode of nutrition in which take the solid food and break down into the observation nutrients. There are some steps are here for halogenic nutrition because the question is asking the process. They are not asking the definition. So we have to write the process. The first is ingestion. That is that this is a process of taking food. It then digestion, breaking the food into the simpler form. Next is absorption. Digested food is absorbed into the body. The next is assimilation. Absorbed nutrients are used by body for the energy and growth. Next is ingestion, removal of undigested food from the bodies. Next examples are human beings, amoeba, dogs, cats, and birds, etc. Now the second number question is describe the process of digestion in human, including all major organs involved. That would is I think it would be lengthy answer, but the question is long, so we have to write the complete answer. The first the organ which involved in the process of digestion in human is mouth. It is generally what its purpose, it chews the food and mixed with the saliva to break down it. Generally mouth mix the saliva with the food and which start to breaking down. The next is food pipe, that is esophagus is also there, carries both food from mouth to stomachs. Means food pipe is helps to bring the food from mouth to stomachs. Next the stomachs, what is the function of this one? Mix food with the juice and break down it down more. So the next is liver, makes bile juice to help break down the fats. The next is pancreas, make juice to digest carbs, proteins and fats. This helps in the digestion purpose. Now the next is small intestine. Digested food fully absorb the nutrient into the blood. Now the next is large intestine, takes water out of leftover food and forms wastage. The next is anus, push out the waste from our body. That is the complete answer for this question. Describe the food process of digestion in human. And we have discussed all the organ that involved here. Now the third number question is explain how amoeba uses phagocytosis to obtain and digest food. The answer is Amoeba is tiny living organism that lives in water. Generally, amoeba lives in water. That is written here. Now, first, this is the first point, and the second point, it moves using um, cytopodia. That is the false feet is known as cytopodia also. When amoeba finds food like small plants, animals, it surrounds the food in using it cytopedia. Along with this, the digested food get traps inside the body and small bubbles called that is food vacuoles. The next is digestive juice or enzymes are released into the food vacuoles. After that, these juice break down the food into the simpler substances. Same like the human beings, it's break down into the simple substances. After that, the digested food is absorbed and uses energy for their growth and repair, whatever it is. That is the next point is undigested waste is thrown out of the body. These are the complete answer for this question. Now the question number 4. Fourth question is discuss the adaptation of grass eating animals to digestive system for break down their plants materials. The first point you have to write sharp front teeth. The teeth are grass eating animals had very sharp teeth which is used for cutting the grass easily. Next is strong back teeth chewing and grinding. It helps for chewing and grinding the grass. Next is sideway jaw movement. It helps to chew the tough plant parts. And the next is long digestive system. Slowly digest the food. Next is 4-part stomachs. It breaks down the food step by step. Now the chewing the cut food comes back to the mouth for retrieving. Next is helpful microorganism. It helps in cellulose in plant. The next and the last question is what does the observation of digested food occurs in small intestine of a human? The answer is it has long and coiled tubes. It gives some more space and time for observation. Next is tiny finger-like parts called villi found on the inner wall surface of the small intestine. Next is increase the surface area to absorb the more nutrients. The next is blood vessels in belly takes nutrients into the blood. Next is blood carries nutrients and it is what to all part of the body for energy, growth and repair. These are the complete answer of this unit. With this end, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.